Hey there, 8th graders, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here right now, because today we're exploring the Academy curriculum on Unity in Action, the Art of Godly Collaboration. Honestly, think of this as your absolute ultimate toolkit for mastering those dreaded group projects, building some really incredible leadership skills, and seeing exactly how all these concepts tie right back to honoring God. So, let's jump right in.
Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever been in a group project where one person did, absolutely all the work? Or, hey, maybe you were that one person. Yeah, we all know that universal groan when a teacher announces a group assignment. You immediately start stressing about unequal workloads, awkward friction, or just total communication breakdowns. But here's the thing. In group projects, one person simply cannot and definitely should not carry the whole team. It's like trying to row a massive boat with just one oar. You just go in circles. Teams work best when everyone actually contributes, and that's exactly the dynamic we're going to unpack today.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're looking at 1. The power of teamwork. 2. Planning your group project. 3. Making fair group decisions. 4. Respect and godly collaboration. And finally, number 5. Education paired with morality.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the power of teamwork.
You know, you're going to be part of a ton of teams in your life. It starts right now with school projects, sure, but it's going to continue into your future jobs, your ministries, and even your family decisions down the road. Learning how to truly collaborate, how to plan together, divide tasks, and actually make decisions as a unified group builds massive leadership and unity. And actually, this isn't just some modern trendy idea. Ecclesiastes 4:9 tells us that 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. The curriculum frames teamwork not just as some annoying school requirement, but as a literal godly design for success. Working together just yields a greater return. When everyone has a voice and the team agrees on goals, truly amazing things can happen. It teaches that finding that balance, knowing when to speak up and when to step back, is the real secret sauce to wise, fruitful teamwork.
So, take a second. How does Ecclesiastes 4:9 connect to your own teamwork in school and in life? Think back to a time when you achieved something awesome with a friend or a classmate that you literally could never have pulled off alone. That good return for your labor is completely real, and it's something you can experience every single time you collaborate, if you go into it with the right mindset.
Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds. Planning your group project.
Now, it's wonderful to talk about unity in theory, but how do we actually put it into action when a massive deadline is looming over us? Well, it all starts with group planning. Setting a clear structure is basically your best defense against total chaos. You can start by just making an agenda. For example, a group might agree, okay, today we'll brainstorm ideas, assign team roles, and set a deadline for the draft. Simple, right? But it spells out exactly what needs to be done, by when, and by whom. Getting this clear structure established early on keeps everyone on track, ensures your goals are shared, and, most importantly, makes sure absolutely nobody gets burned out trying to carry the whole load.
Grab a piece of paper right now and try writing out a sample agenda for a group preparing a class presentation. Seriously, literally write out 3 bullet points for a quick meeting. What needs to happen first? Who's going to do it? Getting into the habit of creating these mini agendas is a total game changer for your academic life. Trust me on this one.
And this brilliantly illustrates what comes next. Once your agenda is set, you've got to figure out who is doing what. Maybe one person volunteers to be the speaker, another agrees to design the visuals, and the rest of the team, they divide up the paragraphs to write. You can even assign specific roles for your actual meetings, like a timekeeper, a note taker, or a leader. Dividing things up like this builds immense teamwork and totally bypasses the frustration of unequal work.
So why is it so incredibly important to have roles during a group project? Think critically about it for a moment. When tasks aren't assigned clearly, important steps just fall through the cracks. Or, worse, 2 people end up doing the exact same work by accident. Assigning clear roles gives everyone a sense of ownership and a very specific, practical way to contribute fairly to the team's shared goals.
Moving right along to Section 3, making fair group decisions.
Now, what's really interesting about this next concept is that once tasks are assigned and everyone's working hard, you are inevitably going to face disagreements. It's just human nature. You'll have multiple ideas and have to choose just one. Teams generally use one of 2 primary ways to make these choices fairly. On one hand, we have the majority vote. Let's say your group needs a title. You narrow 5 titles down to 2, and then you vote. 3 out of 5 choose one, and everyone agrees to move forward with it. Boom, done. It honors each voice and saves a ton of time.
On the other hand, we have consensus. This is where the team keeps discussing, tweaking, and adjusting the idea until absolutely everyone agrees. Both methods are completely valid, but respectful collaboration means that even if you use a majority vote, you are still actively listening to the minority opinions. Nobody should feel ignored.
Let's test your memory real quick. What are the two methods for making group decisions, and how does each work? Try to define both majority vote and consensus in your own words. Really understanding the difference here helps you suggest the perfect method the next time your group is stuck on a tough choice.
Let's shift gears a bit for Section 4, Respect and Godly Collaboration.
Voting and choosing fairly isn't just about efficiency, though that's nice. It actually teaches profound responsibility and respect for others. The way we treat each other is honestly just as important as the final grade we get. Philippians 2:3 says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition, but in humility value others above yourselves." The source material really highlights that our actions should show Christ-like humility and wisdom. According to the curriculum, listening well and speaking truth with grace is an incredibly powerful way to reflect God's heart to your classmates.
Think about this vital question. How can you show respect for someone's idea, even if it's not the one chosen? Learning how to disagree kindly, explaining your reasons without being harsh, and accepting outcomes graciously. That makes your entire team stronger. It shows that you value the person way more than you value getting your own way.
And that brings us to our final part, Section 5, Education Paired with Morality.
So the crucial point is, when we step back and look at the larger Hero Smart Academy philosophy that drives all of these lessons, we find this core truth: education without morality will hurt. You see, the curriculum purposefully intertwines biblical morality with education for a very specific reason. Think about it. What is the point of being incredibly smart, getting straight A's, and being highly educated if you just keep making bad choices that hurt yourself and the people around you? True education isn't just about cramming information into your brain. It absolutely requires a moral compass to guide how you actually use that information out there in the real world.
Romans 8:6-7 promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. The text teaches that when you approach your group projects not just trying to snag a good grade, but to genuinely value your teammates, you experience that true, lasting peace of mind. As you take these amazing tools, the agendas, the role assignments, fair voting, and Christ-like humility into your next big project, I want to leave you with one final important question to ask yourself. How will you use your education today to bring peace and unity to your team?